Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ACW Newscast. I am Hakeem Johnson, your ACW commentator, as always. And, well, look at this. Today is a new episode of the ACW Newscast, and it feels like forever since I haven't done one in about a month. But, I felt like today was a pretty good day that I can do the newscast and just kind of, go through the whole ebb and flow of the whole newscast or what have you. Today is going to be a relatively short episode of the newscast, and I know what you're thinking. Well, you always say that. It's only going to be like an hour. Maybe you might be an hour and 30 minutes. Shut up. No, but seriously, guys, it's going to be a relatively short episode. I can guarantee that right now. Because all we're going to do is talk about some ACW news, and we're also just going to talk about your questions that you guys sent me over the week. So, nothing else really extra to really talk about. So let's get to the ACW news. As some of you already may have known from our Facebook page, we will be introducing a new pre-show program. We're calling it ACW Direct, and the whole point of this program really is to offer a better in-depth look on the superstars and the matches that are going to be involved during that mega event of that week. Also, we're going to try to be doing more we're going to be doing more things, basically. Sound like Porky Pig always, but we're going to be doing more things with social media. Also, as always, we're going to also have a match or two on that pre-show. We're going to be doing a lot of new things for ACW, and that will start. ACW Direct will start for the Animania 3 pre-show during Animania 3 week, and it will continue for every pre-show following for next year. So we're doing a lot of production and a lot of new things that we're trying to implement for the ACW league, and hopefully it takes off. Hopefully we do a little something for you guys, the fans. This is really a more fan interactive type of program. So hopefully some of you guys kind of appreciate it. So yeah, but more information will be available for that when we get the chance. Also, tomorrow night is the new episode of the ACW XL, and as everybody knows, with ACW XL, stemming off from last week, the epic, and in a bad way too, but an epic betrayal of Gamma onto Sasuke Uchiha. Now, Sasuke Uchiha was defending the Intercontinental title against his former mentor, Kakashi Hatake, and Moroku tried to help Sasuke during the match, but if you recall, earlier in the night, Sasuke Uchiha told Moroku he didn't need his help, he didn't want his help. And I guess that was the straw that broke Moroku's back. And Moroku just pretty much used that chair and nailed it right square on his skull. And then the Little Fighters came in and helped Moroku beat down Sasuke. No one should be surprised at this point. Gamma has always been a group that Moroku uses as a shield. And if anyone tries to break that shield or tries to deflect from that shield, they're going to suffer consequences. I would think everybody would kind of see that with the Street Fighters. So no one should be surprised. But anyways, that's gonna be for ACW XL tomorrow night, and then on Thursday you've got a new episode of ACW Impulse. After Goku finally accepted Vegeta's challenge, and at Animania 3 it is official. It'll be Goku facing Vegeta at Animania 3. Everyone's calling it the match of the decade, and for good damn reason. It's a match that everybody has been waiting to see in ACW, and we're finally going to get it at Animania 3. It should be a very great match. It should be a very interesting matchup. This has been building for about almost 6 to 7 years with Goku and Vegeta in ACW, but we all know the history goes back way before that. So hopefully we'll get more implications of what that match will entail during Animania 3 week, as we are on the road not only to Anime Revolution, but to Animania 3. So, those are pretty much all the news I have for the ACW front, and now we're going to go over some of your questions and comments. So, I'm going to pull it up right now. Let's see, where do I want to start here first? Where do I want to go with this first? And thank you guys once again for sending me your questions and comments. I really do appreciate it. Got a lot of people sending me questions and comments that are enough to do a full newscast episode, so thank you guys very much. So let's get started, right? Alright. Gary Connell Jr., a very avid ACW fan, asked me about 4 questions here. Question number 1: Are you a fan of Gundam? If so, which one is your favorite series? All right, I'm gonna be honest with you guys right now. I was never the biggest Gundam fan. That's not to say I didn't dislike. That's not saying that I disliked mecha anime. I watched the Big O. You know, I watched Voltron, stuff like that. But you know, Nadesco. I've watched mecha anime. You know, I never have hated the genre, but for some reason with Gundam, Gundam has never been an anime that I have any interest with. You know, the mecha anime is never something I had interest with. But I'm sorry. I kind of got a little distracted. I'm watching the Dolphins Chargers game, and the Chargers are really trying to fight the Dolphins here. It's like you guys are losing 27-0. Stop bitching. Sorry, but yeah. So I've never been the biggest Gundam fan. It just was not. It just wasn't something that appealed to me. Like I would always see it on Toonami, but it was something that was. I was waiting for the next Dragon Ball Z episode, but Gundam came before, so I was like, whatever. Just telling the truth. Question number 2. What are your thoughts on Lucha Underground? I have not seen the debut episode yet. I am looking to watch it sometime soon, whenever I get the free chance. But from what I'm seeing, it looks pretty cool. Good to see John Morrison, or Johnny Mundo, I guess now. It's good to see him getting some good national TV time once again after leaving the WWE for about 3 or 4 years ago. Chavo Guerrero's there, which was expected. Maxine from WWE and NXT. She's over there as well, and it looks like she's a really great manager for whoever she's managing. Conan's trying to be a manager as well, but Conan looks really rough now. Like Conan's now subjected to a wheelchair or a crutch or whatever, and it's just Conan looks really rough. It's kind of a little sad because I remember Conan back in WCW when he was doing his thing with his feud with the Lucha Libre wrestlers. Then he was a part of the Wolfpack over there, and then he went over to TNA and birthed one of the greatest tag teams TNA ever had it in LAX. So it's kind of hard to see Conan to see what he is today, but that's just the nature and the state of the wrestling business. If you're not dedicated, then you're not going to have a very great shelf life over there. And if you are dedicated, understand there are repercussions and consequences for that are in your control and maybe are not. That's just a fact. But yeah, I will get to watching Lucha Underground whenever I get the chance. I just have to have the free time to do it. So it looks good though, from what I've seen. Question number 3: What are your thoughts on the news regarding next gen WWE 2K15 news, like 25 cost slots or no custom soundtracks? Oh my goodness. Like I said on Facebook, I am going to wait. I am going to wait until the official next gen release of that game to see if there's some redeeming qualities that I can take from it. But what I am hearing from that front, what I'm hearing about WWE 2K15 in terms of the next gen consoles, it looks even more disappointing than the current gen release. As everyone knows, there are no creative finishes anymore. There are no custom soundtracks. The CAW modes and CAW itself has been totally undercutted. The system works is the same as it always has. The paint tool's gone. It's like, honestly, if you're a CAW League owner or a fan of CAW, then you should be really disappointed. Like, your heart should be really broken in a way that for some freaking reason WWE 2K15, after all the hype, has somehow found a way to disappoint us. Yeah, so it's pretty disappointing, but I'm going to wait until the next gen release to officially make up my mind if I'm going to switch there, but it's not looking good. Because I have no problem staying on WWE 13. As much as the glitches and stuff in that game has, I can tolerate it. I'm not going to move to WWE 2K14 because I think it was not a good game in my opinion. Not better than WWE 13 in my opinion. I'm not going to WWE 12, and if it's really that disappointing, I am not going to switch to WWE 2K15. I'll wait till 2K16 if that's the case. So I have no problem staying with WWE 13 if it's this disappointing, but I hope not. I mean, we had all this hype and all these news about, WWE 2K15, it's 2K's first real game of the WWE series since THQ went down with bankruptcy. So you have that. So hopefully there's good news as we get close to the release. Hopefully. Fourth and last question: do you watch Agents of Shield, The Flash, and Arrow? I don't. I really don't. I'm usually working during those times. I'm usually working during those times when it comes on. I don't even get a chance to watch like wrestling live anymore because I'm working as well. So I have to watch the next day or something. So sorry, I had to take a swig of water there. But I don't have time to watch those. So I am trying to watch Gotham though, and I've heard some good things about it. I've watched like an episode or two of Gotham. Still trying to get onto it, but I just haven't had free time to watch all these shows. So hopefully I do. I've always heard rave reviews about it. So, Joshua Howell, another avid ACW fan, longtime ACW fan, asked me a couple questions here. Now that you know that I view Johnny Bravo as the rock of the Nation of Animation for his EFED, who would you recommend in the Nation of Animation as the Owen Hart of the group? I'm still confused. Like, Johnny Bravo is really the rock in that whole group. Like, it's a new spin to it, but I'm just like, Johnny Bravo, huh? That's interesting. But let's see. Who do I think though? The Owen Hart, huh? If you have, I think you have Static Shock in that group, right? Why not get his friend? I forget his friend's name. Kind of escapes me, but why don't you get his friend as the Owen Hart of the group? Cause dissension as Static Shock's making these decisions, and Johnny Bravo or whoever's leading the group, it does not approve of it. Huey Freeman, whoever it is, cause some dissension. You don't have to break them away immediately, but you can plant seeds of dissension, but you don't fully play with it right now. That way, when you go forward in the future, the dissension's already been planted. That's why when you break them up, it would make sense. It would make a bigger impact. That's just my opinion. So, yeah, Static Shock's friend. I think it's Richie, right? Maybe, yeah. Who do you think is the strongest wrestler in the WWE? Well, it depends on the question. If we're talking kayfabe wise, then it has to be Cena, right? I mean, Cena can just defy all these odds and defy all these feats of power to be able to win championships and main event shows, and always able to come back to these shows a week after or a week before he was beaten down. I would have to think Cena, probably Mark Henry, Big Show, Rusev, Big E. But if we're talking realistically, it would have to be Mark Henry. He was the world's strongest man during the 90s. He went to the Olympics to train in powerlifting. Big Show, obviously, for his size and his strength. He's getting into boxing as well. Big E. I've heard Cesaro, for a guy his size, does some great superhuman-like features, so he could be another one. John Cena is obviously really yoked up, but he's really strong. He's really, really strong. I've seen workout videos that he's done. He's really, really legit about him in his work ethic in terms of that. So I guess that's what it would be. Which ACW champion has the best moveset for their character? Let's see here. Well, let's see. On the Excel side, let's see the champions. Let's see here. We got Zuko, Sasuke, and the Little Fighters. Between all those champions on Excel, it would have to be Sasuke, because if anyone's watched the Sasuke match, I think if anyone has watched a Sasuke match at this point, he does unique stuff. Like, he's supposed to be a high flyer, I guess, with his size, but he doesn't rely on that. Yeah, he does some high flying moves, but he doesn't rely on that. It's not a crutch to him. He's able to be a technically sound wrestler. He's able to really dissect his opponents when necessary. But I would think Sasuke from Excel, and then from Impulse, For Impulse, it would have to be Joe Higashi, the Cruiserweight Champion. I mean, that moveset, he's pretty much a ground and pound special submissionist. Let me try that again. Ground and pound submission specialist is what Joe Higashi technically is, and it works. He's a Cruiserweight Champion. He's been the Cruiserweight Champion for about 2 years now. So, and it works for him. So it would have to be Joe Gashi for Impulse, Sasuke for Excel. That's my opinion, but I know a lot of people have other opinions. What are your thoughts on the recent TWA Mega Event Halloween Hunt? Yeah, okay, so I caught that Mega Event, I think last night or about on Friday night. I'm gonna be honest here. I do love TWA. It's become one of my favorite colleagues out there right now. I'm glad that people like you have put me on that colleague. I really do enjoy the show. Having said that, this was not their best Mega Event. It just wasn't. I'm just gonna be honest. I think Time Frame was a better. I think Time Frame, right? Yeah. I think Time Frame was a better Mega Event than Halloween Hunt. Just a lot of disappointing stuff in that match, in that show. Samus and Terminatrix, in my opinion, was the match of the night. In my opinion, great to see Samus win that women's title from Terminatrix in the aftermath of that. But like stuff like the light heavyweight battle royale was short, so I couldn't even get invested into it. Jim Carrey and Bugs Bunny was ridiculously short. I thought it could have went longer. God and Slenderman was kind of a story more than a match. The main event with Freddy and Invisible Man was decent, but it wasn't what you should expect from your company's main event on a company's main event from a mega event. Trying to think what else. The Django Machete versus Bane and Batman was a pretty good tag team match. I will be honest there. But otherwise, and hopefully this, Uncle Pennybags storyline pays off, because I get why people might be upset at the fact that TWA had to censor the blood and blur out the profanity, because he's a heel. He's a heel authority owner. Of course he's supposed to piss you off. That's the whole point. And if he's doing that, then he's succeeded already. But I hope there is a payoff relatively soon, because then it would get to a point where it would really just get to a point where that there is no payoff and it wasn't worth it. So there you go. TWA is still a great colleague. If you guys have a chance, go check it out. TWA is on the search line. Go check it out. But check that out. Let's see here. John Blackos asked me 4 questions here. What do you think of Hunter x Hunter? I've seen a couple episodes. I haven't watched the whole series from 2011, but again, like I'm watching all these animes. Like, you gotta understand, I got work, school, taking care of people, going out, ACW, and I'm watching anime as it is. So I can't really get to watch all the animes that a lot of people are watching. But from Hunter x Hunter, it looks like a pretty good show. People have always suggested me that Go, which should be one of the cruiserweights that I bring in. Never say never. I could bring him in, I could not. So, depends on the right timing. You guys should know me by now. It depends on the right timing. Did you see the first show of my colleague FCWL? If yes, what did you think of it? I have not had a chance to watch it, but I will sometime soon. Here's the thing you guys should know about me. I am always watching a lot of colleagues out here. Even when you think I'm not, I am. Because I always like to watch colleagues and what they're doing right and what they're doing wrong. If I can take something away from it, if there's something that is wrong with what I'm doing that they're doing right, if they're doing something that I'm not doing. Just kind of, as evaluating, at the same time, still being a fan of Kaw and watching these leagues. In my opinion, I think that Kaw is going through a second golden age. Because you had the first golden age between, relatively maybe 2004 and 2009. Between 2004 and 2009 was the first golden age. You had No DQ Kaw and Slam and Jam and, all these other, colleagues from the past that kind of set the standard for where we're at today. We kind of had a bit of a slump during 2010, 2011, 2012. It's starting to rise back, however. If you would know. There's a lot of great colleagues for everybody. There's a colleague for everybody. So you just got to find the right one that suits you, that likes you, and just go for it. So I really do think there's a second coming of the golden age for the Kaw. So But I will check that out. I will check FCWL out. So please don't be offended if I haven't watched it yet. I just haven't had the time to really watch it if I didn't get the chance. But I will get the chance to watch it. Where are Ike, Braun, and Jukin? Yeah, those guys. They're doing other things now. So they were the commentators for the first episode of Turbo, and yeah, so they're no longer employed, I guess, quote unquote, with ACW. They're kind of doing their own thing now, so they've kind of grown past ACW at this point. So, but it was kind of fun having them commentate, and maybe, who knows, maybe if we get everything right, they can come back and commentate with me. Never say never. And 4, do you play basketball? A little bit. You know, when I get a chance, I'll maybe play basketball. But I'm more of with my build, and just the way I can move, and I move pretty, like, I'm pretty flexible. I'm pretty, like, agile for a big guy. Not like big. I'm a big guy. Like, you can tell if you see me, you'll see that I got muscle and all that shit. So I'm big, but well, big for you. But but yeah, I'm the type of guy that is a wrestler, football player, boxer. As much as I love soccer, I'm not the guy to play that game because it just doesn't suit my body or it doesn't suit how I play it. So there's that. And Raymond Dudley 3 asks me, do you watch TNXA and UCCW? Of course. Of course I do. In itself, UCCW and TNXA came from the cloth of ACW. So of course I watch it. I'm proud of the fact that ACW, people can say a lot of things about ACW, good and or bad. But one of the things you have to admit that is that, I came at a time in 2006 where CAW was just starting. CAW was really picking up steam, momentum. And during that time, I didn't see a CAW league out there that was strictly for anime characters. A CAW league that has pretty much circled around anime shows and characters. I never saw it. So I looked at that as something that I could do. That is something that I can do. But yeah. I tell all these upcoming colleagues out here, I tell all these new league owners out there, like, just do something different. Like, don't do it just don't be different for the sake of being different, but at the same time, just do what you want to do and have fun doing it. Because the second CAW stops being fun for you is the second you stop. Pretty much. But, yeah, I do watch UCCW. I watch TNXA. They're good colleagues you should go check out, So, always give them the support that you can. It's always good to support your colleagues out here. Because they can truly use it. Alright, let's see if I got any more questions here. Okay, here we go. Jordan Christopher Fox asks me, I've always wondered about what would happen if there would be 2 Elimination Chamber matches for both Excel and Impulse titles. So I guess you're asking me, what would be an Excel Championship Elimination Chamber match and the same for Impulse? Well, first of all, I'm going to let this question be for you guys. What if we had an Elimination Chamber match for the Excel and Impulse Championships, what 6 guys do you think should be in that chamber? But in my opinion, if I want to do that, on the Excel side, we're just going to talk about current champions right now. The 6 for Excel would be Zuko, Haru Glory, Moroku the Monk, he is a former world champion, Aang, let's see here, Sasuke Uchiha, because he's the Intercontinental Champion. I think he should be the new guy, if that makes sense. And let's see. And Kaneki Man. That would be the 6 for Excel. Zuko, as a champion, Haru Glory, Aang, Sasuke, Moroku, and Kinnikuman. There you go. And then for the Impulse side, it would be Trunks, Gohan, Broly, Ryu, Sagat. And you know what? I'll add a Dark Horse. Dark Magician. There you go. For Excel and Impulse. There you go. I can never pronounce this name, so apologies, but Gorak Weevil. He asks me, what's the most difficult match you've had to book control? Let me see. As much as I love doing them, and as much fun I have doing them, the Royal Rumble matches, the past 2 weeks, the Royal Rumble matches tend to be the most difficult. They tend to be the most difficult, because I'll tell you something. For those that watched the Impulse Rumble match, I had no idea that Pikachu was going to be number 1, and Brock was going to be number 2, and Ash is going to be number 3. I got that out of pure luck. I marked out while I was recording that match. I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. I got lucky with that kind of draw from all those 3, because it tells a story. So, doing Rumble matches is pretty much pure luck and control, because you don't want to make the Rumble matches predictable, even though predictability is not a bad thing, but you don't want to make it predictable, right? So yeah, those tend to be difficult. Another one is like Earthbound matches. And I don't know if people know this, but it tends to be Earthbound matches. And Ness and Lucas, because they're so fast and unorthodox with their moveset, it's like it tends to clash in a bad way with the opponents they face. So it's kind of hard to control Ness and Lucas, especially either in the tag team or individually. So, Vinny Christian, VPAC guys. Yeah, I got a question. Can you tell me both Zuko and Haru Glory's entrance themes? I'm making a playlist of ACW themes on my iTunes, and those are the 2 of the 5 I'm missing from the Excel side. Well, first of all, thank you for that ACW playlist. I might actually have to do that one time for the YouTube side of things. But Zuko's theme, it's pretty much his Agni Kai theme from the Avatar show. No. Avatar: The Last Airbender. So the Agni Ka theme that Zuko uses for battle, that's pretty much his theme. But it's a trap remix. It's a hip-hop/trap remix of that theme. So just search Agni Ka trap remix on YouTube, and you'll pretty much find it there. And Haru Glory's theme is Away by Mercy Drive. And the fact of the matter is that if you recall, when Randy Orton was the world champion in 2004, and he was breaking away from Evolution after Evolution turned on him, the fact of the matter is that people thought that was going to be his theme song. He eventually had Burning My Light. He had that song when he broke away. But there was a video package of Randy Orton as the world champion after he beat Chris Benoit for the World Heavyweight title. And Randy Orton, with that video package, had the theme song Away from Mercy Drive. And I thought, that is a cool theme. Because Haru Glory actually had Burning My Light as his theme for a little while. But then I really liked Mercy Drive's Away. So I said, why not? It kind of fits the man in a way, so why not use it? So I used it. So there you go. Eric Ortiz Torres asks me, gotta get that right. What are your thoughts on Mewtwo returning as DLC for Super Smash Bros.? And what newcomer from the game are you possibly considering for ACW? First of all, for the Mewtwo thing, are you guys happy now? Are you guys freaking happy now? Because for months, with all the Super Smash Bros. News, all I heard was, what about Mewtwo? Why isn't Mewtwo being revealed? Screw Greninja. Why did Sakurai troll us? It should have been Mewtwo. Mewtwo is always one of the veterans. He should be one of the guys that come back. Alright, well, he's back now. Are you happy now? so you guys can stop complaining about it. And I don't even like Mewtwo in the Super Smash Bros. Series. I thought Mewtwo was a tad overrated. Some might be good with him, but that doesn't mean he was a top-tier character in my opinion. I think people just wanted Mewtwo back for nostalgia reasons. The same reason why people wanted Ness and Captain Falcon back. The difference being, though, is Captain Falcon is actually a legit top-tier character if you use him correctly, and Ness is really good as well. I don't see that with Mewtwo, so I thought it was for nostalgia purposes that Mewtwo was coming back, in my opinion. So, if you're a Mewtwo fan, and you're happy that he's back for the Smash game this year, great. I'm very happy for you. But can we stop the bitching about it already? Thank you very much. And what newcomer from this game would I possibly use? Well, let's see. You got Shulk. In a way, though, I kind of don't even agree with Shulk, though. I kind of don't even agree with the Shulk. I don't even kind of agree with Shulk being in this game. I thought he could have been safe for the next Smash game. I think there's enough newcomers already that you didn't need a Shulk, or you didn't even need really much of the Fire Emblem characters. You could have saved that for next year. Could have been a Fire Emblem-esque themed Smash Brothers game if you wanted to, but whatever. So yeah, Shulk would be there. Maybe Robin, Lucina, Little Mac, Mega Man. There's a lot of choices you can make. So there you go. Adrian Barrett Jr. Barrett Barrage. Which game platform you had the most fun with? There's a lot of choices you can make. Super Mario Bros. 3, arguably the greatest Mario game of all time, still to this day. I had fun with that. Super Mario 64, the original Smash Bros. Game in the Melee version. GoldenEye 64, always a classic. GoldenEye 07, 007. Madden 64, before it turned into a cash money grubbing game series that has no changes for a little bit. Let's see what else. No Mercy for the Nintendo 64. Sonic games from Genesis. The soccer game for the Sega version as well is another one. Let's see here. Assassin's Creed 3. It's one of my favorite games from the PS3. One of my favorite Assassin's Creed games, period. Let's see. Hugo Goncalves asked me a couple of questions here. Number 1, what are your pros and cons of the Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U 50 must-see things video? Obviously, one of the pros is that we're getting 8-player Smash. That's awesome. That is a thing that we have asked for quite a while, you know. So I'm glad we're gonna have an 8-player Smash. A lot of friendships are gonna be broken, as if it's gonna be already. A little kind of the cons though is that I'm not confident with this whole online player system. What is it called? Global Smash or whatever. I don't know. I feel it's unnecessary. I feel it's just something they're trying to do new, and if it fails, they won't use it. If it works, I guess they will use it. I'm just not confident with it, in my opinion. Number 2, what are your thoughts about the anime Tenkai Nights that is broadcast on Cartoon Network? I have no opinion on it because I don't watch it. I honestly haven't even watched Cartoon Network in a while. I mean, maybe the occasional regular show here and an adventure show there, but other than that, I haven't really watched any really Cartoon Network programming like that in a while. Again, I've been busy, so. Who do you like to see return to ACW? Well, a lot of people ask about Beast Boy coming back, so maybe Beast Boy would be somebody that should return. Let's see, maybe Beast Boy, maybe Nightwing, Terra. You know, a lot of choices you can make there. What do you think of Xander Mobus as the announcer for Smash Bros. For the Wii U and 3DS? I have no problem with it. I'm fine with it. Some disagree, some agree. I really have no problem with it. He's alright to me. 5. Have you considered about making a mega event-based show on WWE's Taboo Tuesday, Cyber Sunday on ACW in the future? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And as a matter of fact, I was talking about with ACW Direct in this newscast, I'm trying to implement more social media. and more news will be coming about our involvement with social media in the coming weeks and months. That'll transition into next year for the next season of ACW. But I'm really going to be implementing a lot more social media into ACW programs. So I want to be more interactive with the fans. I want to be more fan interactive with you guys on the show. So we're going to try to see and do that. But yeah, it's very possible that I can do a Taboo Tuesday, Cyber Sunday like mega event. I would just have to do it in a way that will kind of benefit everybody and make it seem as if it's a working system. But yeah, again, never say never. We can actually really do that. And let's see, last question here, DeWitt Anderson. Sorry if I messed your name up. Do you watch SCAW, and what is Sasuke's theme song? I obviously do watch SCAW. I'm a fan of SCAW. I've been for a while. SCAW and ACW actually, I think, started around 2006, 2007. So in a way, we kind of have parallel. We kind of have like parallel ways of how we've done our colleagues. So I'm a fan of SCAW. I'm a fan of Lone Star's work, and you know, I would hope he would be a fan of mine too. If he doesn't, that's fine. But I am really a fan of SCAW and Lone Star, so they do a good job. And as for Sasuke's theme song, it's called "Red" by Chevelle. So just search on the YouTube bar that it's Chevelle Red. So I listened to the song one time and I thought it does kind of fit with Sasuke in a way. So there you go. That's why I chose it. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for all your questions that you guys sent me this week. And once again, if you want to send a question to me, all you have to do is post your question down below this video on YouTube, or if we post a status on Facebook that we want your questions for the newscast, you guys can do that as well. So hopefully we get to that, and hopefully we do well. So yeah, thank you guys for this. See, 37 minutes. I told you it was going to be a short episode. So I kind of want to do a short episode, and the fact of the matter is that kind of want to do all this stuff. So yeah, now I'm just rambling now because I'm sorry. It's Sunday night. It's Sunday football today. I'm just kind of distracted with football games today. My Broncos are going to play the Patriots today. I'm looking forward to it, but at the same time, I'm not looking forward to it. It's another Brady Manning matchup. The Broncos' defense is inconsistent as all hell. We were really good against the Chargers last week. Our defense was on top-notch skill, taking down their offense and Phillip Rivers. Ha ha, Matt. But this game with the Broncos and the Patriots, I'm a little concerned. I hate the Patriots. I really do hate the Patriots. But I can recognize the fact that Tom Brady is arguably the greatest quarterback of this generation. Arguably. But it's going to be another Manning-Brady game. What to look for me is that Manning tends to overthink his playmaking. He tends to overdo things when he could just be simple, calm, and collected, which he is most of the time. But when it comes to crunch time, he tends to overreact. So hopefully he kind of stays calm. We're currently right now 6-1. So we're currently 6-1. So hopefully we keep that to 7-1 because the Broncos are not playing this year. We are trying to get back to the Super Bowl after that horrible performance against the Seahawks this year. We're trying to go back next year. So we're not playing with anybody. But yeah, so hopefully the Broncos win. Broncos! And we'll see what happens. So, alright, that was my football diatribe for you guys. Thank you guys for joining us for the ACW Newscast. I will see you guys next week for new episodes of Excel, Impulse, hopefully a new episode of the Newscast as well, where I can give you maybe more news, and hopefully I can make this shorter again. See, now we're running up to 40 minutes now. Damn it, Hakeem! Alright guys, see you guys later. As always, stay cool. Stay cool. See you guys later.